bad, where's God? Because we know that everything is good from Hashem. So if we define something in the term of bad, then automatically it makes us feel very alienated and very alone and very afraid. So that's why we refrain, saying the word challenge, saying that something's difficult, saying that I'm frustrated with it, saying that it's hard is all okay. Those are all human emotions. But to say that something's bad, we're labeling it as get me out of here. Now again, if eventually we can get to the point where we can hear the word bad, and we know in Hebrew the word bad is ra, we said this in the first class, and we could look at it and say, this ra, this bad, is really meant to switch the letters around. El, it's meant to awaken me. If I could train myself and really work hard and pray and plead and beg to Hashem that I will get to a place where my knee-jerk reaction is going to be, wow, this is hard. Where are you, Hashem? I could go straight into there. I could have my momentary setback, but I could still jump straight into the Emuna field. Then that's okay. Then I can name it as it is. I could say, yeah, it feels bad to me. Separate yourself. That's what Havdalah is all about. It. Separate yourself from what you think or what you initially thought was bad. Because again, bad for me means, get me out of here. I want the good. I want to be with you, Hashem. I want to be in that good, reference and frame of mind. So that's why initially I would absolutely suggest that we stay away from using the word bad. This is challenging. This is hard. I use the word hard a lot. This is hard. I'm falling apart. I'm breaking, Hashem. I mean, I'll use a lot of different, adjectives, but I will, even when I speak to, a friend reaches out or someone reaches out or whatever, I'll say things are really challenging, but, Hashem is holding me up, or it's happening in Hashem's, it's happening all throughout Hashem's time frame, and Hashem's going to show me the way. And obviously I'm going to always try to allow my ears to hear, because something we didn't talk about, but something that I think is important to reference, when we see something, the sense of vision, right, is connected to the sphere of chokhmah. When I see something, it's coming from that place of what I see is what I get. That's why it's so hard for us that when we see something to interpret it in another way, because seeing is seeing. We don't think that our eyes deceive us. When we see something, okay, when we actually are seeing something, we're actually in the right lobe of the brain, and we're basically interpreting our reality based on no process. It's I see it, and right away I have based on my programming of memories of what I had in my memory bank, I interpret it. Right? What happens is our job is to take that which we saw and to listen to it. That's why the whole instructive, the most important verse that we say, morning and evening when we're born, and after 120, just before we pass on, we say Shema Yisrael. Now, what do you mean Shema? Why is it so important that I listen? And that's because the whole idea of Shema, of listening, is something that we do in the left side of the brain. The right side of the brain is Chokhmah, and the ability to see things, and we tend to interpret things as we see them without giving it much thought. However, when we want to build something new, then there's another process that we could do, and we can listen to that which we have seen. So on the left side of the brain, that's called Bina. We spoke about Bina in the first class, that Bina is the area, the left side of the brain. It's where we have joy. It's the Shara Nun, the 50 gates of freedom, is in Bina. Why? Because the only way to experience true freedom is to build something new. And building is done when you listen. Processing. Hearing is actually a process. Seeing is not. Seeing, you see. Okay? Hearing is actually done piece by piece by piece, which is why we are required to Shema, that's the instrument of our lifetime, is to hear things, because everything in life needs to be built. It has to be pieced together. We're not allowed to interpret our reality, what we call what you see is what you get, face value. We do not judge a book by its cover. That's not the way we're supposed to be thinking. We're supposed to build up a picture of our lives, build up a picture of our relationships. That's what we're meant to do. We're supposed to build and build and build, and that only happens through the process. Again, if I'm paralleling it, it happens through the process of hearing.